Oh,
Christmas song.
we're decking the halls with boughs of holly. Indeed, we are, as we should be.
It says sing along, but who sings along like this? Oh, that's lovely.
See, I'm a good singer, Jackie. Just ask me. I'll tell you.
By the way, I broke everything this morning. Sorry to our millions of fans because we were late because I broke everything. I don't know if anybody can see us. I don't know where we are. I deleted the OBS. So when John and our producer come back, they'll see that I broke it all. I mean,
I feel good about breaking things, though. It's that time of year. Everyone needs to break things. So
I literally was going to put that out today. Like, hey, listen, like if you want to take it to the next level, you're going to have to do stuff and you're going to have to mess it up and people are going to have to see it and, correct it. And today's my day.
Well, I think it's that we all are at the end of the work year or getting close to
the end of our rope.
We're also at the end of our rope. That is also true. And so, yes, we definitely should be breaking things as we walk into 2025 with our heads held high or as high as we can hold them right now because we somewhat want to cry at times.
I read something and I think it could be really helpful because we do feel like crying. If y'all don't know, so this is Katie Van Horn.
Hola.
My co-host of But First Coffee and also one of the Golden Girls and also Bestie.
Wait, I'm not your co-host for But First Coffee. See, this is what happens, folks. For inclusive AF podcast. Jackie just has too many podcasts is really what it boils down to, folks.
And I need to have a podcast called What's My Podcast?
Yes. And since John and I are interchangeable in your lives.
They serve the same purpose. They're both smarter than me, taller than me, funnier.
I have more hair than John. I have more hair than John. That should count for something, right?
I think
John and I are not in competition. There is no competition.
There's no competition. There's no competition. They both fight over me. It's cute. It's cute. Since we're all the youngest, I think. Is John the youngest or the oldest? I don't remember.
John's got to be the oldest because I'm very young and you're very young. I mean,
we're only his family order.
Oh, I think we're both 29. You and I are. I don't know where he is in his birth order of his family, though. I have no idea.
I don't know, but
I feel like he's the oldest. He's very bossy with both of us.
He's very bossy, this guy. But I'm glad to talk to you because I feel like we have a good topic of talking about like DEIB. What are we doing moving forward? How can we get through these like, I don't even know what to call it. The next things that we need to do. I have a suggestion that I want to start with, which is don't surrender in advance.
I agree. Yes, and
oh my God,
if I may, yes, and you
yes, anded me for 5 years.
I know, but I agree with you. I did see something today that made me very sad.
Okay,
someone that I respect very much in the DEI consulting space just went back in-house because her consultancy basically collapsed because of the backlash on DEIB. And, obviously very happy that she found a home and that, she's okay, has work, all of these good things. But it also was just a disheartening reminder that we are in a fight. And to your point, don't give up without a fight.
Yes, because the thing is, I know there's stuff that we don't know yet, right? Like
there's a lot of speculation.
I just feel like so many people are doing that and we don't have what's happened yet.
No. Jackie, how can I tell if we have people that are sending us messages?
They'll go right here when they send us a message.
Oh, you will see it on this screen that I'm on? Okay. Yeah. Sorry, folks. I'm new to this whole fancy.
Right. I mean, for all I know, we're not even live. That's why I was like, are we?
That's I'm like, are we? Is this happening? I don't know if it actually it says we are live on LinkedIn. So can someone please confirm? Is anybody listening? Is anyone out there?
We changed channels. So everybody went to another channel. They're waiting for us over there. We're not there.
This is
okay. Just like inclusive AI, like there's millions that come after. And so it's important to just.
I understand.
But listen, I'm just not, we just talk about going in-house. We need to go in-house. I don't know why we keep trying to do this stuff on our own.
Yeah.
We need to go in-house.
And you would think having an executive producer, a cat herder, because I consider Allie as our cat herder. For those of you who know our
assistant.
She's not our assistant. She's definitely my, she keeps me where I'm supposed to be because I don't know where I'm supposed to be 90% of the time.
Keeps me where I'm supposed to be, but then also breaks it down. She'll put me like, I see her on my calendar and I know I'm in big trouble. Like, did we sign up for something, or why do these people keep emailing you?
Right. What is happening? What did I not do that I was supposed to do? I
use her for work, but also I use her for all my nonprofit.
Which is good. It's very good because I think she's the best cat herder in the business and keeps us in line, which, as you all know, if you know Jackie and I, we need as much help as we can get. It's 8:20 right now. So all the kids are walking past to go to school, the school right up the street. And so we have to keep them in line. So these two are keeping the kids in line and letting them know that there's two big dogs that are watching.
That is lovely. So they know just in case. Well, the question becomes then, so do you think people should rebrand? Do you think that it is important to rebrand DEIB because it's been like co-opted by bad people, or do we keep it?
I mean, I think we should go with the Johnny C. Taylor approach and just get rid of diversity.
You know what? As soon as you said that, I was like,
just kidding.
We didn't get rid of diversity, got rid of equity.
No, it was, he's getting rid of, he said diversity, we're going to focus on inclusion.
Right. But he literally said, we're not including equity. Like that word is also.
Yeah. That word, I mean, that just, you wouldn't want people to be treated the way they should be treated for sure. We definitely don't want to do that. That's crazy talk.
We want to treat everybody equally. And we know some people are more equal than others.
Absolutely. As they should be, because some people are much, whatever. I can't even continue that thought process because no. Jackie, can we talk about holiday celebrations real quick? Because
yes,
I want to know, like, what are people doing for holiday celebrations this year, or if they are doing holiday celebrations this year, and kind of what's going on? Because I don't know if I told you, I think you do know this. I'm leaving to go to Germany and to Bulgaria for some holiday celebrations coming up here shortly. Yeah, because I have to go celebrate with my teams over there.
Oh, yes.
But I'm curious to know what's everyone doing for the holidays, knowing that, there is a war on Christmas, as we've been told. So are people celebrating Christmas? Are they celebrating holidays? Are they celebrating what means the most to them? That's what I want to know.
I can tell you, we've never celebrated Christmas. Like at our company, we don't celebrate holidays. We have shared days off for people to do what they want to do within that time frame.
Okay.
And so and we take off the week between Christmas Eve and New Year's. It corresponds with that same time period.
Yep.
But and then we get together, like we have gatherings so we're in 10 states. And so we have gatherings in all those states. And except for the people like in Hawaii, some people do it and some people don't do it. It's hard to manage because I live in Texas, and as you know, all too well, it's a big place. It's not like, oh, we'll all just meet at the corner. No, I mean, there are people that are like 12 hours away. So, we're trying to get to Austin. It's 5 hours from Dallas. It's 2 hours from where I am. And
Yeah.
3 hours from Houston or 2 hours from Houston. So we're trying to do that.
I like that. I like that you are trying to get together in person. I think that's such a good thing right now. I think people need to.
Oh, look, Joe came. So that means we are live. People.
Okay, good.
We are not. Joe and I, Joe's funny, by the way. We send the little text messages, you know. I was
Is
gonna.
that right?
Yeah.
Okay, Joe. Well, Joe, I am a little sad that I'm not getting text messages. I'm gonna,
well,
this is ridiculous. You always, yeah, Jackie has always the better friendships than I do. You know, I'm a slacker on this. That's why I only hang out with John and Jackie and Robin, because they're the only people that'll have me. But okay, so we're doing celebrations in our major locations. And I was informed that, like, for our German location, for our Sofia location, for Barcelona, and I'm not going to Barcelona, and for our UK, they are Christmas celebrations.
You were told.
Yeah, our people, they celebrate Christmas. And so, but in the US, obviously, we have folks that are, you know, from different backgrounds who have different ways of celebrating the holidays. And so I was just curious if it is a Christmas celebration or if it's all the holidays.
Wait, I want to back up and ask you a question about this. You're celebrating, and excuse me, I'm an American. I didn't graduate college and I have a public school education. So if this sounds
okay,
just to, you know,
okay,
you're celebrating the Christian Christmas, or are you celebrating Santa Christmas?
Santa Christmas.
Okay.
Yes, to be clear. Yes. Now, because we do have folks that are, you know, we have Eastern Orthodox, we have a lot of different, either Catholic, Christian, whatever it might be in Europe. I think most of our folks in Spain are probably Catholic. I don't know. I'm making a complete assumption there. I don't know. Right. And so, no, it's definitely the Santa Winter Wonderland Christmas markets in Cologne extravaganza. So,
yeah. Well, you know, I asked because that's the piece that is different, and that's what you don't want. You don't want to force somebody into celebrating some religion and they don't want to do it. And so that's why it's like, are you doing, you know, the Santa Hallmark Christmas where, you know, you're having cookies and hot chocolate and exchanging gifts?
Yes, I bought a small hotel in Vermont, and I'm hoping a chalet that I have to fix up. And if I don't pay it off by Christmas, they're going to run me out of town. And so I'm hoping that I meet the woodworker that's going to update the chalet.
You know, and he'll bring you his grandma's brownie recipe and you will win $10 million. And
I'll win the brownie competition, the Christmas brownie competition, and fall in love. And he and I will live in our chalet in Vermont forever. You know, and by the way, I could never live in Vermont because it snows there.
It snows, but not always if you remember White Christmas. Now, I feel like you're making fun of me. As people know, I actually love Hallmark. And I watch every weekend. I go, I wonder if they fall in love.
I'm sure. Well, it is a little, I do like the Hallmark movies, but it is slightly creepy when, like, you watch them in succession on the Hallmark Channel. And it's like in the first movie, it's, you know, a couple falling in love. And then in the next movie, one or two of those same people are there and then they fall in love with someone else. So it does disturb
it's painful.
Yeah.
I was going to go meet the Hallmark stars. And then I just can't do it. Like, I can't, like, if I meet them and then he's like, yeah, my name's Tyler. I'll be like, no,
it's not going to work out.
Not Tyler. Yeah. And how is your ex-wife? And also, I feel like me and Todd, even though I have too many podcasts, we've been discussing having a Hallmark Channel true crime show because nobody talks about the missing moms. There's missing moms on Hallmark all over the place. No tears.
No.
And rampant cancer deaths.
Yes.
And they're really young, and the child, usually female, like, you don't see a lot of boys. There seems to be some genetic DNA thing going on there as well. causing like a birth defect to cause them to only have women and then die like a praying mantis. Like they're just,
Yes.
and because the daughters never feel sad. They just want them to get a new mom, never talk
Yes.
about the old mom.
Of course. And it's always weird to me too that the new mom looks exactly like the child. It's a whole weird situation on
Right.
Hallmark. Yeah.
Right. But
It's
the
kind of like
weirdest,
it's
look
kind
at,
of like how Disney does it, where Disney, like the mom always dies or the dad always dies. So someone dies in every. That's
Disney
why I
invites
refuse to
us
watch Disney. I don't
into
watch Disney.
Disney invites us to see the death, whereas the Hallmark Channel just has an assumed death.
Right. Or like you're saying with your true crime, maybe it's just like they don't even speak of it and it's just a disappearance and there's just no mom.
That's
Yeah.
why I want me and Todd to do a true crime.
I like
We
it.
need to find these moms. I don't think they're dead. I think they all went to Lifetime or the Great American Channel.
Oh, good call. Yeah. But I will say this one thing, Jack. I want you to know that there is a Hallmark Mysteries channel.
Yes.
So, I mean, that's right in the lane of where you and Todd have got it set up already.
And I'm like, they fall in love and solve crime.
Yes, I love it. This is perfect. So I feel good about this decision that you guys have made. I support it wholeheartedly. And I think, it goes along with the podcast extravaganza, because you could do like a podcaster who solves crimes in these small towns.
In Vermont.
In Vermont.
That could be the whole movie.
Yeah. Just eat a bunch of like apples that you've picked during harvest time and solve crime.
I missed all of the Fall in Love series this year because we were at HR Tech, we were traveling.
Oh, this is true. And it could be what's that Apple TV show that is the podcaster, and it's her name is Poppy. Her first name, or her character's name is Poppy, and she is a it's just really good. If you haven't watched it, I need to remember the name of it.
You know nothing about it. Let's see.
This is how it works. It's on Apple TV.
Truth be told.
Yes. If you have not watched the show, go watch it immediately. I'm not kidding. It's very, very good. I'm watching the second season right now. And of course, it is, what is her name? What is the actress's name that I'm thinking of?
She has a very hard to pronounce name.
No, she does not. Truth be told.
Oh, no.
Octavia Spencer. It's Octavia Spencer.
Yeah, that's not hard. I was looking at something. It's good.
It's so good. And like it's super fun. It's you get hooked. So you could watch that one and get inspired on what you and Todd do in Vermont for your Hallmark Mystery Channel.
For our Hallmark Mystery.
Yes.
We can't call it Hallmark Mystery. It's like the Hallmark Murders.
Murder.
Why are there missing women?
Yes. Gregory, thank you for, thank you.
That's my brother, right?
Yeah, I got that. Yeah.
Which we're always like, oh God.
I may have picked up on that. Yes.
Is it the nose? I know, right?
No, it's the last name.
Oh yeah, Forster. By the way, last night, my husband is on there, or my executive producer made me laugh. He said, I woke up and I turned old. And I would like to say this week, I turned old. I bought a mirror. I could not find the face hair to pluck, but I could feel it, but I could not see it because I have old eyes.
Old eyes.
So I decided I went to my wax person. She's like, oh, they're tiny. They're tiny, tiny. Like you can't see them. So I decided to get a 30 times mirror.
Oh, that's a really horrible idea, Jackie. I don't know why you do that.
I didn't talk to anybody. It was late night. I also bought 4 pairs of glasses and a new pair of Nikes.
As one does at late night when you're ordering online. Yes.
Literally, I was like, oh my God, Todd, I think I bought shoes. Like I could remember the shoes. I had to big like backpedal and look. And as I did, I saw that I have a gray nose hair, like in my nose. Like in the mirror, it looks like it's 2 inches deep and like 5 feet long. 2 gray nose hairs.
Because you got a 30x mirror.
Right.
You just put that away. Put it away immediately, Jackie. Just
And I did have one gray eyebrow that I've never seen before. Like once you get,
I have gray eyebrows all the time, but I go with, it's just because sometimes the blonde comes through a little bit. Can you see how blonde my hair is? They're not gray. It's just a little bit blonde. The sweet woman that was waxing my eyebrows last week said, "Oh, your eyebrows get a little light at the end." I'm like, "You can call them gray. It's fine. It's not. There's no judgment. I'm good.
Right.
I'm okay with it." Yeah. So.
Yeah, it was a horrible idea. It was a horrible idea, and like I could spend hours just going.
Yeah. What's wrong with this little section right here? Yeah.
Like
no.
I'm like,
no, don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself, my friend. So Joe, to answer your question, the storyline will deviate from all the other Hallmark shows because they're going to be solving the mysteries of all of the Hallmark stories, where on the other Hallmark stories, someone is falling in love.
Right.
Now it's what happened to the first wife.
Right. Or what happened to the sister. Because
or the sister. Yes. Also, yes. Or the mom or the whatever. Yes. All of it. Yeah.
Or the standard trope of the Black best friend with the really great advice because.
Yes.
Because, that part is actually accurate with the best advice. Because
yes, that is true. Because all the time I have to call you and get advice on how I should behave as a normal human being because I'm not very good at it.
Post acting, just to clarify, like
yes,
it's really as bad as you think that
yes.
is.
Yes. Although I'm a better singer than you are. So if we want to compare notes, folks, I won't get on stage and sing. Jackie will, because she's much more bold than I am. I'm scared to death. But that's all.
Well, so question.
Go.
What are you doing to celebrate in all these places? And why do you have to go see them? They don't need you, Katie, to quit going to all around the world to all of these places to see your team. How many people are on your team? 1 million.
Total team 625-ish, 650. On my team, I have 22 people.
Okay, got it. And so you have to go to Germany for Christmas time.
I have to go to Cologne because they have one of the best Christmas markets.
Are you going to get me a snow globe? Because
as I should, I'll get you a snow globe. Again, in line with the Hallmark storyline of snow globe collection, because that's also another trope that they like to do of like some specific item that you collect. But no, I have team members there. I have a new team member starting in January, so I'm going to meet with her. And so there'll be some good meetings that I need to have. And then in Bulgaria, I just need to have some time with that team because I feel like I'm neglecting them. I haven't seen them in a while. So yes. Then I'll be home. I'll be home by Van Horn Christmas. So, our family we celebrate Christmas the week before. It's something my parents put in place many, many moons ago when my oldest sister got married. And it was just so there wouldn't be we need to do Christmas the night before or, not a Christmas Eve or Christmas morning so that people could do their own things with their families. So my mom and dad put that into place. And so we do ours will be on the 21st this year. And then, and so then I'm pretty much free and clear. I like to celebrate Christmas Day by sitting and watching Hallmark movies and, snacking and all that good stuff. But usually my family makes me come out of hibernation to go somewhere.
Right.
I don't know why. They should just leave me alone in my quality time of chilling. Yeah.
Well, the 21st, we were trying to have a chill Christmas, but literally we are planning on going to the Hallmark Village for real in St. Louis.
Seriously?
Yes. going to the Hallmark. Kansas City is where the Hallmark Channel headquarters or Hallmark headquarters is. And this year is their first time to have a Christmas village set up Hallmark style on site where you literally can meet the actors, which I was like, no, I don't want to see them. Hot cocoa, ice skating, the whole bit. And I'm waiting to see the feedback if it's real. Because I mean, that's really bold for them to do that. That's like, I mean.
So, Jackie, are you going to have a tree lighting then? Like, are they going to have a tree lighting? Because that's also part of the Hallmark storyline.
Yeah,
There has to be a tree
they're going to do another one. I don't know if they already did it or not.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, maybe they do it every night, a tree lighting, because that's always the kind of great buildup to the tree lighting ceremony at the end of the movie when the couple kisses for the first time.
That's right, by mistake, because she fell and then he caught her.
Yes, while they were ice skating.
That's right. And he like played hockey in college.
Yes, so he taught her how to, because she's just I don't want to get into like gender stereotypes there at all. We'll leave that alone.
And it's funny because Todd always says, like, this is so unbelievable. And I was like, you watch movies where people fly in spaceships and talk to aliens.
Yeah, exactly. or like the 25 people died, but there was no investigation from the police of what happened. It's always just like,
you didn't even hear sirens. Like nobody called and said, I think something's going on.
Yeah, there's a high-speed chase where like New York City is blown up and it's like, okay, let's just move on to the next scene.
Yeah, no one's on the Brooklyn Bridge. No one? Just you two?
Yeah.
Got it. Mm-hmm. It but I don't know if I feel celebratory, but there is like this feeling of impending doom. Like this feeling of like our last Christmas, like this feeling of where are we going to look at Joe. Marvel is more realistic than Hallmark.
Listen, Joe, you settle down over there, sir.
But I really am looking forward to putting things into play, but I've been really it's been a thing of trying to get it together. The Kapoor Center, we've been talking about how are we going to move forward with the IB? Do we have to rebrand those things? Are we going to, what is people going to do moving forward to save themselves? And the thing is, it's like nobody knows what we're saving people from, or if there's anything to save from specifically. I mean, you can look at the Project 25 step. Don't pay attention to him. Don't pay attention to him. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
But that's the question on what we need to do. So are you doing anything? Are you going to handle or manage it in any other way differently?
I think that the piece that, and I feel like this is kind of all of us, there's so much speculation of what could happen. And it's like the most dire ideas of how Project 2025 or how this next administration is going to dehumanize people, that I think it's more of I want to be hopeful that we're overthinking it or something, but I know that we're not. And so I think for me, it's more how do we keep people safe that we care about? That's the piece I think that is. So asking me what I'm doing, I'm trying to find land in Portugal.
Yeah.
And I'm trying not to yell at family members that voted for a person that is a horrible human.
I can't like I live in quite a bubble and I work in quite a bubble. So I don't have a lot of that. I still have people like I refuse to like try to debate. Nobody tries to debate me. I don't have to justify my own existence.
Right.
I'm just like too tired to do anything.
Yeah.
Like that. And I have to, like, I I am not fearful. I'm always just nervous. Like I'm always nervous. Um, like that is just like my personality type. It's like optimistic, but I worry a lot.
Well, you and I talked about this years ago, just as a Black woman in, existing in the world, that there is always that, what's the worst that could happen in the back of your mind.
Yeah.
And kind of always being on edge. And like, again, I think we were talking about it in kind of in the reference of what does that do to you as a human to always be on guard and on edge. Don't even start. I feel like you're going to start crying. So don't. Okay. Okay. Okay, good. I was like, we're not doing that. It's too early in the morning, folks.
You and John are the criers. Y'all cry when I cry.
I know. And that's the thing. I'm like, don't do it. Don't start this. But I do feel like there is what's the impending, it's the impending doom, I guess, is the piece that all of us are feeling. But we have got to keep fighting. And so I think that's the piece that is in my mind constantly, of what are the things that we can put into place or do or create to make sure people are safe.
And I want references from people. I'm like I'm not starting new friendships or extending right off the bat. Like I am trying to take care of my family, make sure that my friends and my employees and my team are all taken care of. I don't have a lot of space. So in order to protect myself and where I am right now, open to new ideas. And so I'm not saying I'm not pushing out information. I'm just talking about how far I bring somebody in to my space. I am like, plus, I mean, it's not like I have a lot of friends and a lot of people that I know and network through a lot of people, but I'm cautious about people coming in immediately asking for something without any return on whatever thing that's going on.
Right.
So I'm just not doing that this year.
Yeah. I think that's the thing. It's like, it's almost we're vetting people differently, I think, than we have in the past, maybe, where we've been more open. And now it's almost, before you let people into your circle of trust, your trust tree, whatever you want to call it, you're saying, okay, well, tell me who this person is, or what did they donate to certain people? Did they, what's their background? All of these things, because it is like, I don't want to have to fight with people that I'm friends with. I want to have, I don't feel like it's, oh, we're not acknowledging the other side or anything like that, because we know that there are people on the other side of this belief system, I guess we could say.
Right.
But it's also a protective barrier of, I don't want to be in that space to feel less than or not good about life.
Like, and I think this is good what Joe is saying. Like, is it realistic to expect the worst so you're ready, and then surprise if it's better? Like, is that where we are? Yes. And I think we're kind of always like that. And we've been lucky enough because we do live in this country, right? So we have, I think, for years, like, taken it for granted, or the system for granted. And I think it is realistic of controlling what you can control.
Right.
And so if that means making sure that your affairs are in order, making sure that you have money that's saved back, that you have a plan B, that, like it was when I was in England a couple of weeks ago, and it was right after the election. And there was this woman named Rain who was like, I moved to England. She's from the US. She's from Virginia. She moved to the US like 10 years ago. She was married. She's now divorced. And she was like, if you and your husband have to like get out of town and you come to England, like, I have an apartment for you. She was like, you don't like my ex-husband, but I'll move in with him temporarily. Like, we have an extra apartment you could stay in. And
it'll be fine.
I mean, granted, she did have the benefit of meeting the Todd. So it was like, okay, I know who both of y'all. But I mean, I think it's important to figure out, what do I need to take care of right now?
Right.
Like I have like did not too much doomsday, but like these little things like are made in China microphones. I've bought like, I have a microphone on the receiver, and I bought like 3 packs of them. They were like $30. And because I'm like, because these are going to be like $60. Like I'm like, what kind of things do I need to purchase while I can? Just cause,
right.
You know, what did they say? 87% of the things at Walmart are made in China. And if they really are putting tariffs, people don't recognize it's not just about spending more. It's about losing access to resources. So trying to figure out, and I don't think we're going to know unless it really goes into play on how much we're dependent. I mean, that's always me and Todd's funniest thing. We have a Hobby Lobby. I don't shop at Hobby Lobby, but we have one, and we laugh because all that shit's made in China. Like, you sitting there trying to talk bad about people, and the only people you're making rich is Mr. Hobby Lobby, Mr. Tuck, because they makes those donations, and whoever owns the manufacturing company in China.
Right. And I think that's the piece is also I agree with you. Like, we actually did this during COVID. My friends here in Arizona, we started doing like and I'm so not this person, but like a prepper box of what are those things. And now I'm like adding things like, to your point, that I'm like, oh, well, that's something I could just grab it, whatever. But building up some of that, like I am the weirdo that always has, way too many boxes of toilet paper and Kleenex and paper towels. Not like, my family knows this, and they call me a prepper because of it.
He is a prepper. I don't know who you're thinking. You always stacks of toilet paper, detergent, water. You have to stack up in water because you like in it. But
I'm in the desert. I have to have water. Okay. But also, do you really want to run out of toilet paper? I'm just saying. I'm focused. I'm focused on the things that are important. Paper towels.
Costco. That's
what we're like. I don't go to Costco.
Oh.
Yeah. Mark, to your point, the tennis shoes, the hiking stuff, all of these things. I'm totally going Red Dawn, dude. I'm going Red Dawn. I've got all of my prepper stuff ready in case I need to like go out into the forest and start anew with my dogs. I don't know what I'll do with the cats. We'll figure that out.
Right.
It's going to be fine.
I think today I will challenge everybody to look at the things in their house and see where they're made, because I think you'll be shocked.
And if you are shocked, you're dumb. But
girl, all these people are literally dumb in the first place. We are dealing with a lot of dumbness.
I'm just saying, like, that's the part that cracks me up, is all this, like, it's made in America. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Like, when, the vegetables and fruit, tell me where they're from, people.
It's so not American to like actually have to do the work and not force somebody else that's less fortunate to do the work. That's American.
Yes.
Deal with it. That's how America was founded, is taking advantage of somebody else that's not as fortunate. It just is. And I, as a Black woman, also recognizing like, people, that was the whole baseline of why my people are in this country.
Yes.
And
forced slave labor. Yes.
Right. So that's why it's like so important when you go back to like 1619, right? When we were talking about the story. All right, I have a Mac. So
I do too. I was actually laughing at your brother. Everything is
pay attention. I knew you were.
He's funny. Great. You're funny.
He's hilarious. Everything is made at the grocery store. That's right.
And Todd, if your wife hasn't seen Red Dawn recently, I think that should be added to the Hallmark list. Is please add Red Dawn to the list for your Christmas. Yes,
for Christmas.
Have you not watched Red Dawn?
I haven't watched Red Dawn since '87 when it came out.
It's such a great movie, and it's such a good prepper movie. Like, you'll know what you need to do, Jack. It's like, you got to do it, man. You got to do it.
Lord have mercy.
Todd, I expect a full book report at the end of this.
Oh, Patrick Swayze's in it.
Yeah. It's a great cast. But yeah, it is from 85, 87, something like that.
No, girl, 84.
Oh, 84. There you go. So I wasn't even born yet. No, I'm just kidding.
Now, I want to say something else. Look, Mandy said, I'm amazed and dumbfounded how so many people did not see that there's a better way. We don't. And the thing is, like, nobody took the time to actually figure out a way to be like sustaining, like self-sustaining as a country. When I was in California, no lie, we were in San Diego and it said watermelon margaritas on the menu. So Todd and I, the teetotalers, just kidding, just kidding. We were like, oh, we'd like to get a watermelon margarita. And the woman looks at us like we have horns and she goes, watermelon's not in season. And I look at Todd, I was like, there's a season? Because
Yeah,
in the front of my HEB, there's watermelon always.
always.
And I was like, oh, snap. This is like freaking some frankenmelon grown in a lab somewhere or imported from another country.
Yes. That's like 90% of their food. That's again why when you go anywhere outside the US, you eat the food and you're like, this food is so good because it's not like genetically modified by some weird factory or some weird lab.
Like,
and Joe, don't even try it. We're not talking about remakes here. We're talking about the original 1984 movie. Don't start with this 2012 remix. No. No. Yeah.
I don't, and that's the thing, like, to be clear, like, we could talk about there's that part of us that makes it really angry and frustrated with things that are happening on the right. I'm not going to say the Republican Party. I'm going to just put it into the extremes that we're seeing right now.
Yes.
But at the same time, understanding they're looking at one part of the history, but they're not looking at the other part. Like, this should have been done of trying to make like the United States sustaining and teaching people skills and trying to build this out and giving people inside the United, instead of looking always for a faster, cheaper way of doing something to have and teaching and then spreading that through the world, because it's still a version of colonization. I don't care who you are. When you can go to McDonald's, drink a Coke and eat a Snickers in the middle of Siberia, it's just another form of colonization, right? So, like, it is unfortunate that we've gotten so far that literally, especially now on freaking Temu and Alibaba, you can get a full set of dentures. You could get freaking, you can get a kidney.
Yeah.
You could get full hair weave. That's why, I just got 4 pairs of glasses for the cost of like 1 pair of glasses.
But I think that's also where we are in the US, is that we have been, I'm going to say, spoiled, and that we do have access to so much stuff so easily and for cheap. But I also think we've become so disposable on so many of these things that we just, it's broken, let's throw it away. Or, like, don't worry about getting it fixed, just throw it out and get something new.
This is the thing that was hilarious. Like, well, again, when we were in England, we were in Cambridge and we did a little tour of some of the universities and colleges. And it was like, oh, this college has been here since 1113. And you're like, fucking, my house is got a rebuild 2 years ago and there's a crack in it. Like, but this building, and we couldn't stop laughing at Jesus College because we were like, it was named literally after Jesus. Like, he went to England and they were like, let's name a university after him. Like, because everything was so old. But in our country, that's not the way that happens.
Yes.
And the joke was when we said, oh, this water came from 1571. And they were like, there was water where you were in 1571. Oh, wait, it didn't exist until 1776.
Right. Well, thereabouts, yes.
I mean,
well, it existed.
I don't know why, like, it took me a while to like get over like Columbus Day and then being like, okay, tell me the other places that were discovered. What are you talking about? Nobody.
No.
That's the thing. Garden. Yeah, Jesus Garden. It was just this has been the undoing of my whole, like, it's changed my whole life in looking at it in the last 16 years, looking at things as a different way. And some of the things are unfortunate, but also a sense of relief of finally putting those things together and being like, looking at life differently and looking at the effects of colonization and trying to like dismantle some of those things in my own life and to not participate. But that will take the rest of my life of
Yes.
undoing those things and trying not to have that have an impact.
But I also would say this is why travel is so critical, because
Yes.
the rest of the story or part of, like, I think the one, and I've shared this, I think, with you before, like in Vietnam, riding out to the Coochie tunnels, which was, where the Viet Cong lived underground during the Vietnam War. And they're playing these movies and it's, oh, hey, Jackie got a medal this week because she killed 22 Americans. And you're, sitting there as a US citizen in a bus riding out and going, this is not great. And, we should have, I'm going to say my perspective, I don't think we should have ever gotten involved in the Vietnam War. But it's also sitting there looking at, you're standing in a jungle and looking around going, my 18-year-old uncle was here hunting and being hunted, and how freaking scary must that have been. And you think about some of these things, but it's also, again, like, why were we there? Why were we a part of that? Why were we involved? But you see so many of these over the years, when you go to Egypt, when you go to Jordan, when you go to these different places, and you just see all of the things that slave labor in whatever form or fashion there was built so many things. But then you also see that, to your point, the colonization of everything and the stories that you heard in the US in your schooling versus what you see when you're there in real life. And you're like, oh, we got I'm going to say, whitewashed version of history, or, our perspective of, hey, we won, or we did this, or whatever. And you're like, but did we? And like, and should we have been involved, or should we have been a part of these conversations at all? So sorry, I know we just went like super dark there,
Yeah,
really quick, but
I know. Wah, wah.
yeah, we
But
can go back to what movies should Jackie
we
watch.
can rewind, and I don't know if I can watch Red Dawn. I might. I'll do my best. I do have the $3.99. It's on Apple TV. I checked, and you know,
And your brother really wants you to watch Die Hard again.
okay.
Aren't there like four of them? Are there like 4 Die Hards though? Like,
yeah. I think I'm gonna make another one, call it Just Die. And it's gonna
be done with it already.
Yeah, very short.
Right, so Outsiders, because the people that were in Red Dawn, such as Patrick Swayze.
Outsiders.
Yes, another great movie. So if you have not seen Outsiders, that's another good one to watch during your holiday time off. And then Hallmark Mysteries, Jackie and Todd's version. Right. When will that be out, by the way? When is your first movie coming out?
I don't know. We have to get through the holidays. It's a busy time.
I understand. So you keep me posted.
Absolutely.
And if you need extras, let me know. I will come. Actually, I'm never coming back to Waco again.
Don't ever say, why?
Oh, because the last time I came, you were incognito.
Todd had COVID.
Todd, your fault, Todd.
You were welcome to come over. You're selfish.
Yeah, Todd was trying to kill me coming to Waco. He was trying to kill me off. I know what's happening.
That's right. Well, thank you for coming on. And like, you are my permanent co-host. Always.
That's true. So John, sorry, John. Bye. John Baldino, who? Never heard of him. Sorry.
And he's probably going to make up something else for the 12th. But if not, maybe if we can put back what I destroyed today, because I deleted everything so we could go live, then we'll go live again next week.
That's perfect. All right, my friend. I love you the most.
I love you too. And bye.